Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Dark Rooms podcast.
And we're
I am
live, kind of.
Psychic,
I'm Inky.
And I'm Ozone.
and today we are actually underscore isn't here because he's busy. But
We have a special guest though, and it's 8 people at once.
We
They
replaced
all
him with 8 people, yes.
yes, they
Mhm.
all combine. Have you seen Voltron? They're like Voltron. They all combine together to create the fourth person, the fourth member. What should we name the fourth member?
Chatron. I don't know.
No, that's. It needs to be a normal name like
Bill.
Jordan. Jordan. We'll call it Jordan,
Jordan.
because that's
Okay,
a gender
we can
neutral
call it
name.
Jordan.
So anyone in the audience.
Mhm. All right. So basically,
So we're joined by Jordan today.
yeah, we're joined by Jordan, and they will be
Hi,
talking.
Jordan.
Basically, we're on Ozone's server, and we're in the stage channel, and so we're gonna be doing the podcast live, and maybe we'll do more of these. So if you wanna, be a part, talk in the chat because there's a stage chat. Join Ozone's server. It could be really fun.
Yeah. Server vibes. I'm also eating ice cream if you hear any of that.
Yeah. So
I know I'm very professional.
today we are gonna be talking about Scott Cawthon.
Dun dun dun.
We're gonna. I don't know if we're gonna touch on the controversy. I was mainly gonna focus on the thank you Scott, like that whole thing. We can touch on it if we want, but I don't think we should.
I don't think there's one without the other, personally.
Okay. We can touch on it a little bit then.
We can talk about that then. How they've kind of introduced one another. Wait, no. Somebody else talk.
Obviously, he was probably thinking about retiring, but I think the controversy probably sped it up a little bit.
I agree. I mean, just take a look at what's been going on. He's been taking a step back recently, and has left the next main FNaF game is being made by Steel Wool. So I kind of expected it, but yeah.
I'm happy for him though. I'm happy for him.
I am too.
He deserves a good rest.
He really
yeah.
He gets so much crap from the community. I feel like I just feel bad for him.
And only recently too,
Yeah.
before the NFT thing. Obviously, there's the most recent scandal, but before the NFT thing, there was almost no animosity between the community and Scott. The NFT thing rolls around. It was like a premonition.
Can we just
It was
say
like a shadow of what was to come. Because
underscore?
people turned on him fast, and I was like, okay, guys, yeah,
Yeah.
NFTs are bad, but this is kind of excessive, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we had no idea.
Also, underscore's in the stage chat and isn't joining the call.
What are you talking about?
He's
His
in a
name is
pub.
Jordan.
He's on vacation. Leave him alone.
Okay, fine. I'll leave Underboy alone. Anyway, so
Underboy is now a part of the Jordan collective.
maybe we can take him out next time and leave the rest of the Jordans alone.
Anyway,
Don't
Jordan.
without underscore, without any of the pieces, it'll topple over like a house of cards.
Underjord.
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 Everybody, go to his most recent video and just type Underjord and leave. That's it.
Yeah, please.
Anyways, back on topic.
So where do we start? Where should we start?
I think we should start with, let's get the elephant out of the room. Scott got into some controversy recently because he had donated, I think it was $2,000 to.
I think it was more than that, but
was it?
It was. The number doesn't really matter all that much, except that it was in the thousands.
Yeah, he donated thousands of dollars to, I forget if it's the left or the right, but a politician.
It's the right.
It's the right. He donated to right-wing politician.
I know nothing about politics.
Well,
that is fair, Ozone. I personally will do my best to try and explain the situation where I can.
And basically, these politicians aren't the nicest. They attack people. They make policies to hurt people that they don't agree with, and it's wrong. It's I don't care what you believe in. It's not right to attack another person for something out of their control.
So
obviously
the first thing that obviously needs to be said and it's something that obviously a lot of people do agree with, but I feel like some people have sort of ignored this. But what Scott did was not good.
Love him or hate him, it wasn't.
I don't think he. I do not think he.
Yeah.
I do not think he is like a horrible person. I don't think he's like a saint. I don't think he should be seen as either, because he's just a regular person like the rest of us. He made a bad call. Refused to change his call there. And yeah, and don't get me wrong, I do not agree with any of what he got, like physically, like the threats,
Yeah.
the doxing, none of that. All of that is awful. But I think to continue the conversation, obviously, first off, it needs to be said what Scott did here was not good.
It wasn't and he definitely could have handled it better. His response,
Absolutely.
like, from one hand, I can see why he thought the response was good, but on the other hand, he didn't really say what people wanted to hear. If
Right.
People wanted to hear an apology because they, like some people, and rightfully so, they felt that by him donating, he was helping other people hurt them. And Scott and like there were some people who like it's Scott doing what he wants with his own money, which I also kind of get that, but it's like this does have consequences. Everything has consequences.
Right.
And
And
it's totally okay for you to be whoever you want to be. Don't let anyone ever tell you don't be who you want to be. And it's also okay to be upset. However,
yes.
just because you receive hate, I don't think that gives you permission to hate on other people. While I agree that what Scott did was bad, the fact that he got doxxed, that he got death threats, that that doesn't sit well
Oh
with
yeah,
me at
that's
all.
terrible.
Like
It's replying hate with hate just makes everything
it's not
worse.
doesn't help anybody.
And another thing that I wanna say to clear things up is that a lot of people use the phrase Scott got canceled for having an opinion, and that is not true.
No.
While his opinion obviously was in play here, Scott got canceled for an action that he took. If it was just an opinion and he kept it to himself or even said it, it would just be like, okay, that's a different opinion. But the controversy was sparked over an action that did happen, and that cannot be just passed off as an opinion because there was actual stuff
Yeah.
happening, money being placed in the hands of people who would probably not do good things to other people. Now, in Scott's response, I think he made it clear that he's not anti-LGBTQ, uh,
I don't think
and
he I don't
I
yeah.
don't think he supports those politicians because they are.
No, he doesn't.
Um,
If I may, Inky, I believe he said that while he doesn't support them on that, he felt like that was the best choice for like in his
right.
opinion for like other reasons.
So he likes their other policies,
Mhm.
and
See, I
basically,
think that. Sorry.
basically, it's a hard thing to say, but obviously, okay, there's good and bad to this. The good thing, Scott is not malicious. We know that from his response.
Yeah.
Bad thing is that he just pretty much didn't really care.
Yes.
And I just have to mute for a second.
I think the thing that he has done over all of the years and math on the internet is the fact that things can go the wrong way. Like even if he did the right reasons, a lot of people are going to get completely out of context and
Of
say that he did it
course.
for the wrong reasons.
Of course.
And I don't think he's learnt his lessons from previous times either, and that's why there was a lot of hate towards him as well.
Mhm. I completely agree. Um, love like the internet. It's a great place, but you have to watch what you say because like we live in an age where you have to be so careful with what you say because you can say something like as like a middle schooler and have that repercussions like years later because the internet whatever you say, it lasts. And
Hmm.
so
Yeah.
I feel like, I feel like with like stuff like the NFTs, like I'm not gonna say like, oh, Scott should have learned his lesson then, but like, I don't know. I just feel like he needs to learn, just like the internet's a
Yeah,
sensitive place. I don't know where I'm going with. I'm sorry. I
I
should
mean,
have.
and
basically.
as you guys said, his response to it was what people wanted to hear,
Hmm.
and I think that's also where he went quite wrong.
Yeah. Like he even said like he's not gonna apologize for what he believes in, and I can get that like standing like by your gut, but like it wasn't. It's not. It wasn't the time to buckle down and
Right.
say this is what I
Um,
believe. It.
answering a question in chat. Or sorry, you can finish.
I'm basically done. Go ahead,
Okay.
Inky.
Answering a question in chat. His donations themselves were made, I think, about a year ago, if I remember correctly. But in his response, he reinforced his decision and didn't really apologize for it. So it shows that he doesn't regret that. So it's not like a thing in the past that someone says when um, and they're like, "Oh no, I was stupid back then." He stands by his decision.
Oh yeah, that's not what I was. That's not what I was meaning. I was like saying like as
No,
an
no, it
example.
was just a
Yeah,
question
yeah,
in
yeah,
chat.
yeah. Yeah. Okay. Um. So let's see here. And we do like as much as like let's say like Scott's thing was um like it wasn't right. We know that he doesn't hate LGBTQ people.
Right.
He never has. He never will. And I feel like he like didn't he donate like a lot of money to Daco like just like the other
Yeah, the
day.
other day.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Which
Yeah.
I mean like
50,000.
of course people like well just because you do it doesn't mean like it like excuse what you did. And of course I get that because it doesn't. But it shows that I feel like at least to me it shows like he's trying to understand a little bit more, which he should have showed in his response, but he didn't.
And I just want to say this as well because this is something that probably should be said. We aren't to all of you audience, both live and on the video, we aren't trying to tell you how to feel about this
No.
because we're not really in a place to. Psychic and I mean, pretty sure are straight, and Ozone is asexual, but not American. So none of us are really affected by this. So please do not take this the wrong way in saying that we're trying to tell you how to feel about the situation. We're just talking. And that's what this podcast is. And it's a bit more of a serious topic today, but it's
Hmm.
something that probably should be said in general for just history's
Yeah,
sake and to just go over it, what we think.
no, exactly. And I have seen a few comments on some of my videos that did say that I'm not in the right place to say anything really because I'm not the one that it's aimed at. And I really can't imagine being in that situation where you see Scott donating to those types of people who are hating on your types of people, I guess.
I
Um,
oh sorry. I thought you were okay.
yeah,
Sorry.
no, that's kind of it. Yeah.
I
But
will say when this situation first happened, I will admit I didn't get the big deal, and I just want to say I am
neither.
so lucky to not be affected, and I feel really bad because at first I was like, oh, it's not a big deal, and now I feel really really bad about it because I did more research and I looked into like what's actually going on, and I felt so bad and I'm so lucky to not be affected. And if you
I
are
mean,
affected,
just imagine like having Scott as your idol for all these years, and
Mm-hmm.
then this happening.
it's awful.
It's probably
Yeah,
okay. I was about to say something that I was going to regret, so I'm going to rephrase it. It's obviously not good that this happened, but I think it's important to know that Scott is a human just like the rest of us.
Mhm.
So
oh
I'm
yeah,
thinking, while obviously this was not a good scenario to have at all, I think it was. I think one of the silver linings you could say, and I'm being careful here, is that it was a wake up call for a lot of people. Because don't idolize
Yeah.
people, honestly, because we all have our faults. We're all like just pretty much broken.
Hmm.
We all make mistakes. So, and Scott is no different. He's done a lot of great for this community, and we're gonna miss him, obviously.
Yes.
But he's human, and
all humans make
yeah,
mistakes.
I'm
Right.
sure all of us can think of like a situation where we did something, looking back, and we were like, that was so messed up and bad. But of course, it doesn't define who we are as people,
Right.
because we have the opportunity
Yeah.
to change and grow. And
Part of me really wants like this retribution of like every like Twitter user who attacks people for like and cancels somehow, some inexplicable way, just all of their mistakes like posted, and
Okay.
then see what happens. Like
I will say,
the tables would turn because
Have you guys?
nobody's a perfect little angel that
Yeah.
can feel free to go shut down other people's lives and careers and threaten them
I will
over
say,
their business.
yeah, I will say, while I get like holding people accountable, cancel culture is so, I hate it. It's so not good. Like, it doesn't
Yeah.
help to like ruin, like,
No.
because if you like, I don't know, it's like you ruin someone's life and then they try to make up for it and you say they're not really trying or whatever. It's like it's such a bad situation, and the internet makes it so easy, and that's why you have to be
Right.
really careful and you have to protect yourself so that you
It's
don't like mess
so
up.
easy.
It's so, and
It's
it's so
Have
so
you guys?
easy. It's so easy to scream at someone telling them how bad they are
hmm
when you're safe behind a screen with your secrets and they're the ones putting themselves out there on the internet,
yeah.
and people are still picking at the insecurities and the mistakes.
hmm
So
Yeah. Have you?
that's just not fun. I
Have,
agree that sorry, I'm sorry, I'm kind of ranting here already.
sorry.
So I would agree cancel culture is a breeding camp for hate, as said in chat.
Yeah.
But there's there's a place where it could be used and should be used. I think how I see it is that cancel culture should work on actions, not statements, because people say stupid stuff
We all do.
and people get canceled for saying stupid stuff, and I don't think that's right because everyone said something they've regretted, and even if they don't regret it, that's still their opinion and it doesn't affect anybody. You can stop supporting someone because of a statement they make, but ultimately, cancels should only be happening on actions. For example, James Charles is pretty much a pedo, and that's an action. So that is something that should be canceled. But yes, I agree that it gets really out of hand. People get canceled for the stupidest stuff.
hmm
Yeah.
And yeah.
So yeah, that's how I feel about cancel culture. Do we want to
Yeah, I was
do we
about to
want
say, how much?
to get
I
on
was.
to the thank
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
Scott stuff?
Yes.
I was gonna
Any
say.
final thoughts? Ozone? Sorry.
I'm here. I'm here.
Yes.
I was gonna say, have you guys seen the Black Mirror episode where everybody in the world uses that's hating on this politician, and then the government make these bees that go after everybody who used the hashtag, and then the bees kill, and so basically half the world dies because they were hashtag hating on a politician. I want that to happen.
That's a bit drastic, but okay.
I wish people that got canceled like had some consequences, of course, but not like death, Ozone. Anyways, anybody
Release the bees.
anybody in the stage chat have any final thoughts before we move on to the thank you Scott part and get on a more lighter tone?
Yeah.
I agree, Stitchy. I do agree. Ozone is a nonce.
I forgot. Guys, words aren't actions. Words
Yeah,
aren't actions.
I have not answering chat. I have not heard of any has been hotel controversy involving Scott, so I don't know what you're talking about. Really.
Yeah,
I
me
think I
neither.
saw it mentioned earlier in chat, but I don't know the details, so I don't think we're going to be talking about it. Because it would not be a very well structured podcast if we all just go silent while we research stuff and then come back like.
So one quick thing I want to I love ducks 3579 said something real I agree with wholeheartedly. Cancel culture can be used for good, but people only use it for hate, and I agree. Like it's
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, notice how
Yeah.
James Charles is still up and walking around. I mean, I think he's AFK, you could say right now. I don't know. I haven't heard what's up with him, but notice the bias because Twitter was not, if I remember correctly, Twitter was not going after James Charles because they like him.
Really? Yeah, I guess. I was gonna say Twitter's like the worst.
Yeah, that's Twitter.
Twitter is
It's funny.
bad.
I was talking to some people, and I it prompted a comment from me that I stand by, and I will quote in the future. Twitter is the breeding ground for Karens. Give it 10, 20 years, they're the new Karens. That is literally that is it. That's
I
the
mean,
statement. That's
It's just I feel like it's like Twitter is like one of those like anybody can make an account and they can say anything, and
I mean, that's just the internet, though.
I mean I guess but like Twitter is like a more like direct place because a lot of people use it and it's like a good way like you can at people and get your message directly to them because like, you can leave a YouTube comment, but not all comments are going to be seen, especially on big channels.
and Twitter is designed for short statements.
Mhm.
There's no room in the design of the site for conversation. That's why it's so awful.
Yeah.
Because people make short statements, gets a reaction, nobody has time to talk about it and think through it like regular people, and people get mad. And that's just how it's designed.
Yeah, it is. Two things before we move on. One, apparently the Has-Been Hotel person got doxxed for her reply on what happened to Scott, so that's that controversy that was talked about a second ago. And
well, I don't know the details, but that
yeah,
is
me
still
neither.
just that is still very awful.
Yeah, don't go around doxing people, guys. Come on. Anyway, second thing I was gonna say, last thing to do with Scott controversy, it was you guys talk while I try to remember what I was gonna say. Oh, right, okay, never mind. Didn't I believe the person that actually found it and shared the
Good
info
conversation.
said that they only did it for the shits and giggles. That's why they
Wait, what?
Yeah, the person
They did it. They just did it
for fun. They decided
Yeah.
to release the info just for fun, and like, yeah,
No, that's stupid.
yeah,
Yeah. And I think I've heard that. It's technically public information, anyways, but someone still went out of their way to find it
yeah.
and publicize it.
They
So
yeah, which is where I have a problem with. They went out of their way to try just for fun.
Well, I mean, these days technically you could just go on Twitter and put words in anyone's mouth.
Yeah, but they like went out and looked for actual proof of wrongdoing, which.
Oh yeah, I know that, but literally that's how the world works now. You can say anything on Twitter and people will take it literally.
Mhm.
Yep.
All
So,
right.
in conclusion, Scott did it bad, but he's not evil. Twitter sucks. And now Scott's retiring.
Yes,
Let's
and we're
talk
gonna
about
miss
that.
him. So, I know we already kind of talked about this on the podcast, but I just wanna like I wanna go through and like talk about like what Five Nights at Freddy's has done for each of our lives because I feel like it's done a lot for each of us, and then maybe we can get some stage chat stories in. So if you want, you can start typing those if you want, and I'll like read them out. But I'm gonna do our story, and then like I'll read some of your guys's. So I guess I'll just start. It didn't really impact me a lot. It like just gave me a hobby at first, and I listened to songs, I watched game theory, and I just had a fun time. And then where it really had an impact on me was the Fazbear Fright stories, because I found audiobooks, and I found this British boy Ozone through the audiobooks, through his Step Closer audiobooks to be specific, and
Oh,
I joined this server. We played Among Us, and I got invited to the content creator circle, and I met Inky. I met like a bunch of my friends, and now we all hang out, and it motivated me to restart YouTube because I was about to quit. And so Five Nights at Freddy's literally gave me a hobby that got me through quarantine, and gave me like a passion and motivation to do something that I now really love, which is make videos. And even though I can't currently make videos super easily because I'm at camp, I still am like
He's at Camp Mine Zone IRL.
I wish. No, I'm at a different camp working, but it's the day off, so let's go, boys. Hopefully no one
Mm-hmm.
walks in looking at me talk to my computer. Anyways, so I definitely would be in a much different spot if it were not for Scott and Five Nights at Freddy's and Ozone and Inky, like you guys as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Inky, why don't you tell everyone about how FNAF impacted your life?
Sorry, I'm eating the ice cream cone and it's a bit
I'll
crunchy.
go. I'll go. I'll
Ozone
go.
can go. Ozone can go.
So I'm really confused with your question. What's FNAF?
What is Five Nights at Freddy's?
What is the Freddy's at Five Nights?
Who is
Hey,
Freddy?
Vsauce, Michael here. What is Five Nights at Freddy's?
No, yeah, same as
Who is
Psychic
Mike
Grit.
Trap?
Like, to put it simply, if there was no FNAF, I wouldn't be here right now. That's all I can really say about it, really. I was struggling with ideas for YouTube as well because I really enjoyed video making. That was a hobby, but I didn't know where to go with it or what kind of content to make. And then I saw that FNAF was kind of pop and theorized, and then I went into this whole FNAF theory YouTube kind of game. And now I'm here. I met all of these guys. I've got my own server with lovely people in it. I don't think if FNAF. I think if FNAF didn't exist, I wouldn't have friends. That might actually be true. But yeah, that's me.
Okay.
Very depressing, I know.
Before Inky, I just want to say, for people watching my video, sometimes Ozone keeps cutting out just a tiny bit, so I'm sorry about that. But you're mostly good, so
Yeah, just a little bit.
yeah, just a little bit.
Sorry.
So it's okay. It'll be fine. Like I can like fill in the blanks for what you were saying. Anyway, Inky, would you like to go?
Oh, sure. Before you guys kind of stole the thunder by saying similar things, I was just gonna be like, 2 words. You guys. That's what FNAF has done for me.
Inky, I was also going to say that. But Psychic also took the.
Basically, this is the story of how Psychic ruined our speeches.
I'm sorry.
But in all seriousness, it gave me fun. It gave me frustration. It gave me
Fazgoo?
fear for a little bit, maybe. I don't know. That's probably not the most comforting thing to hear if it's a horror game series, but yeah, I've really enjoyed the journey of FNAF, and I came on a little late, just a little bit late to the
Let's
party.
not forget you started with FNAF World.
Let's not forget I started with FNAF World. But yeah, I've enjoyed the ride. I've loved all the content people have made on it. The content I've made on it is all right,
Fire.
I guess.
It's fire.
Let's be real. I would probably be hitting like 1.2 thousand subscribers by now, if not for FNAF because of the game theory stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that kind of also jump started my YouTube. I mean, not really jump started. I was going for years. Oh gosh, the 5-year anniversary is almost up. But yeah, What's up?
You made a good point about like MatPat. Like he wouldn't be as far as he is right now without FNAF.
I guess you're right, because FNAF was like.
Was he even that popular before?
He was popular. He was popular.
Yeah, he
But
was up there, but
he wasn't, as popular.
Corey X Kenshin would probably not be as popular without FNAF. That was his initial blow up. He was
Dorko wouldn't be popular.
Dorko, yeah.
A bunch of these amazing content creators
Johnny.
that we watch.
And
Johnny Blocks.
Johnny Blocks, the fastest moving internet man in the day.
Yeah. What about the TNT muffin?
Playing with Dawko, man.
Okay, can we just take a moment? That was really cool, seeing Johnny play with Dawko.
I thought it was amazing, and now a bunch of FNAF people follow him and sub to him. It's great.
That's really cool.
I'm so happy for him.
Yeah, I'm very proud of him. Anyway,
What happened?
Johnny, wait, Ozone. You know that Johnny played Among Us with Dawko the other day, right?
on his charity stream.
No.
Yeah, he played with Dawko, 8-Bit Ryan, bunch of other guys, the voice actors for Funtime Freddy and
He
Foxy,
did.
or not Funtime Foxy, but
Was it?
regular
I
Foxy.
have Johnny Blox's number.
Fusion Z Gamer is subscribed to him now.
Yeah.
He's up there, man.
He's getting far.
He is. When I first met him, I thought he had like 100,000 subs, but he's only on like 20,000.
I feel like that's about to
Mad.
change.
Yeah,
I'm feeling
yeah.
like
Oh yeah.
he's going places.
Yeah, he's going places. Well, he's already there.
Yeah, he's there and going places.
Mhm.
It's a mobile home.
When
It's like a
comes
mobile home. It's like a camper. You're there, but you're moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I think.
Anyway, so now to you guys.
I think I'm gonna start reading some chats.
Yes, you
So
can start posting your
Emperor-
stories and stuff.
Emperor Kokoa said,
Okay.
"Ever since middle school, I heard about it, and it made me think it was a kids game. I was wrong, and I looked it up, and I got hooked ever since."
All right. Safa wants to battle. That's how you say that. I was about to stumble through that before I realized what it was saying. Says, okay, so I joined in FNAF, but I used to binge Game Theory and Nate Wants to Battle. Sister Location was my first ever FNAF game. I loved mystery and murder, and it seemed to be the perfect fit. Slight red flags, but we're just going to keep going.
Dog God said,
I'm kidding. Wait. There's a second paragraph.
"Oh,
sorry.
there is. Oh, sorry.
It's about me.
I noticed the books came out. I couldn't read them. That's when I found Ozone's channel. He read at a really good pace and hypothesized everything I thought, and to make theories of my own. I wouldn't be so smart without FNAF.
Dog
you.
God said, 7 years. I've been a FNAF fan for 7 years, and for all those years, Scott Cawthon has created a community that is caring and kind. He has donated over $1 million to charities, and his fan base has formed me into what I am, or who I am today." I Love Ducks 3579 said, "I used to have no friends, and I found FNAF right before the 4th game, and I found a friend, who is still my best friend to this day, and through him I now have a crap ton of friends." Like,
I think Deepest just posted like the first paragraph of Wikipedia article or something.
Nick equals W equals says, "I grew up with FNAF. I was that kid that asked for games on my friend's phone. I was that kid that asked for the games on my friend's phone to play FNAF. The FNAF was just aired.
FNAF.
Aired.
I like that.
Yeah,
FNAF
it
was
just came out.
since the day, and we would play it and beat every game as soon as it. Oh, so okay. What he's saying is he would play it the day it came out every single time for each game and try to beat it as fast as possible. And
That is pretty cool.
I wanna ask you guys something about the time and stuff. Do you
Sorry,
think?
can you repeat that? You cut out for a sec at the keyword.
Oh, I wanna talk about. I wanna ask you a question about Scott's retirement.
Okay.
Did you get that? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Do you guys think that in the end he came off positively as he retired?
I
As
don't
in,
think the
like,
circumstances were optimal, and I don't know how he feels right now, if he's still a little tense from all
Because-
of the controversy.
yeah.
But I think if he takes a step back and looks at the whole thing, everything, I think the controversy is just going to be just a negative patch at the very end compared to an ocean of the good.
yes, I'm with Inky. I feel like he deserves to be remembered as the good person that he was, because he did so much for people. He's not perfect. Nobody's perfect. You don't have to be perfect. But in the end, I think he was a very pog champ good boy. I don't know.
Welcome back to
So
Psychic Ruins and Emotional Speech with the use of PogChamp.
So do you think it was good timing?
Is there ever, like, on one hand, like, is there ever a good time to be canceled?
I mean, yeah.
But-
to be honest, that's true.
But I personally feel like he was ready to retire, and
I think it was
this was
coming up
this was
anyway.
like this was just like the straw that broke the camel's back, and
Or
so
or if you look at it the other way, this was the perfect opportunity to, instead of just going out of nowhere. Like, maybe I think if not when this happened, I think he probably would have retired on or around the 7th anniversary of the release of the game itself.
Yeah. Do you think he needed a reason to retire?
I don't
Almost.
think he needed a reason, but I think the reason presented itself in a rather convenient way for him to just, okay,
Yeah,
we're
I
doing this
guess.
now.
yeah.
I just don't know because I feel like a lot of people are going to see him as negative now that
Yeah,
this whole controversy goes on and then he retires straight away.
Well, I
I feel like
mean,
a
he
lot
should have
of
waited a
people,
little bit maybe. I don't know. There's no time.
yeah.
in my opinion, even if like people would have hated him anyway. So
Yeah.
there's
hmm
like like
Like, I
the
know,
people who know like what he's done for people, like what he's like Doggo said, like what he's done for him. We all have we all have like stuff to talk about now. Like we are friends because of the game that Scott Cawthon made. We know what kind of a person he was. So I don't feel like he went out in a bad light. I feel like he went out in a good way. Was it the best
and I
way? Was
know,
it the best way? No. But
and yeah. And
anyway.
once again, I don't think it's like a situation where it's like everyone who doesn't like what Scott did and thinks he's not great because of this is wrong because they don't know all the stuff he's done for the community. I don't think that's exactly right either. I've talked to some well-researched people who would have been affected by this stuff, and they don't like him, and I'm okay with that, and we should all be okay with that because not everybody has to like Scott,
You're
and
right.
they don't, and they have reasons. They're completely valid in
Mhm.
their dislike for him now,
I
but he's done a lot for the community, and that cannot be ignored.
I guess I could have like phrased it a little bit better. But yeah.
Yeah,
I agree with Inky. But I feel like Inky said what I was trying to say, but better.
Inky's good with words.
Yeah, Inky's
I
like
am. I am. That's what
Inky,
all my English teachers say.
Inky and underscore are like the
That's
word
why he goes on
word.
so many rants.
True. All right.
I cannot go like 3 days without making a weird, complicated analogy. Half of the time it works.
I love analogies. Jeez.
I
Inky
know.
rant kind of already happened this whole time.
Kinda. It's not the funny kind of rant.
Yeah, this is the real talk rant.
Yeah.
This is the society's got some problems kind of rant.
Society's got some kind of problems. What?
I mean, it's true. So at the end of the day, yeah, right now we're here to record this podcast. We're recording a FNaF podcast.
Yeah.
That in and of itself shows that we care. We're thankful to Scott for the community, the games, the franchise that he has set up and provided to us through his hard work. And he may be stepping back and retiring officially. And by the way, he's probably not completely gone. He'll
Yeah.
probably make cameos.
Oh, no,
I
definitely,
feel
yeah.
I feel like it's
Stanley.
I feel like it's gonna like remain mostly like how it's been recently, because like
Yeah,
he has been mostly hands off recently, and I feel like that's just like he's not gonna up and disappear just like that. But
and if he does, that's okay too, because
of
it's in his
course,
right to.
he does.
And
He owes
yeah.
nobody nothing. Or did I say that right? He doesn't owe
Doesn't
anybody.
matter. The point has got across.
Yeah.
He owes everybody nothing.
He doesn't owe
Um,
anybody anything. That's what I meant.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
And the movie's still coming. We haven't heard
Yeah.
anything about a movie
I
being
mean, yeah,
canceled.
FNaF
Hasn't
isn't done.
didn't they say like the filming started like in the spring?
Although I am kind of worried about the movie now that you think of
Oh,
it.
I'm also very worried about the movie. I was going to bring it up.
Because obviously Scott wrote the script. The movie itself is probably going to be great. The reception of the movie is what I'm worried about now. Because we could have a whole cancel round 2, except the movie. And we know what happened to, I mean, I'm not going to get, like, political or anything. We know what happened to Mandalorian Lady. Disney kicked her out for some statements. So what are they going to do? Not saying Disney's managing this in particular, but what is the world going to do as a whole to this movie that was made by someone in the recent years has been canceled? That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah.
It's a good question.
I don't know.
If I had like my way, I would just say it's I know it won't, and I wish it was like this, but it won't be. I wish it could just be like, oh, it's the internet. They're gonna move on from
Yeah.
this, but
I hope it'll be in the past as well by next year when it will probably come out. I just hope people are willing to, even if you're never gonna forgive Scott, which again is valid. I hope that people can separate art from artist
yes.
when it comes to the movie.
Yeah.
And if you don't want
you're so
to,
good at words.
if you don't want to separate the art from, you don't have to. We are not here to tell you how you should feel.
Yeah. I just hope society in general is
Yeah.
able to enjoy the movie the way that FNaF fans will, with no doubt.
The thing I'm worried about is like lore and stuff. If there's going to be loads more FNaF games, it's going to be completely different, and I'm scared for that because it's not going to be hot anymore.
I mean, I've been
and
that's sort of been partially my concerns about security breach this whole time, is that it doesn't.
Yeah.
It kind of feels disconnected because it's not really a Scott game, especially now with the
know.
retirement. Fanverse is still on, yeah. So let's see.
Here's a
I was
thought.
going to say something.
Here's a quick thought. Did Scott start the Fanverse in preparation for his retirement? Maybe.
Maybe, but I don't think he's going to pass it off to any of the fan game creators.
I don't know. But
I was thinking I just thought like maybe he started that whole thing just like he had like a bounce back.
Set up more content.
The other thing I just thought, this might be stupid actually now that I think about it, but he ended Fazbear Frights at 11/12. I don't know if that was in preparation or if he planned to go longer, but
I don't think he cut it off or anything. 12 books is a lot for a series in general anyway.
Yeah.
So if it just kept going, I'd be
but
a bit
also
skeptical.
like Stitch Race and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Right, yeah.
Although I will
it has
say
to end soon.
I do love Fazbear Frights, and if whoever takes over FNaF next would like to do more, I'm down for that. I love the books.
I'm just imagining the next leader of FNaF, the next big man or big woman, you never know.
True.
Just getting like an email from Scott, just the big lore. It's just a Google Doc filled, and I'm like, oh boy.
He gets a random number generator, and he gets a random person in the world, and it's their job to share around the timeline.
Nobody will believe them.
Wait,
but that's
guys, somebody in the chat,
He's a homeless man.
Kobe in the chat just brought up a good point. Is the Joy of Creation now canon? Now that Scott's retiring.
Let's hope not, considering that didn't end well for Scott in
That
the
really
game.
didn't. Oh gosh. Although if Scott's house burns out, we all know what happened. I'm laughing.
True.
I'm laughing because it's like absurd. I'm not like laughing at like.
Yeah, it's a reference to the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the end, although if it did happen in real life, we'd probably know why as well, because people would probably come after him if they're that crazy and evil.
Yeah.
Anyways,
yeah.
That got dark for a second.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
We wish Scott a happy retirement.
Yes.
And we thank him for all of the good stuff he
And
has done.
Merry Christmas.
And Merry Christmas about 6 months early too, while we're at it.
And a Happy New Year.
So
Merry freaking Christmas.
So I know we just touched on the lore a bit. What if like for like the final like I doubt he would this is just like a pie in the sky wish, maybe like for like this final
Sorry,
anniversary.
did you say pie in the sky?
You've never heard that?
I have never heard that saying. Why would you put a pie in the sky?
It's like
Why is 3.14 in the sky?
It's like man.
It's like a oh, this won't happen, but I really wish. Like
yeah.
Like,
I get the meaning. I've just never heard it.
it was used in one of the
Inky,
Phasma
your
Frights books, and I was like,
words.
oh, I know that saying.
My
Anyways,
what?
as I was saying, I like maybe I wish like he would like give like some big hints for the final anniversary. He won't do it, but I wish he did. Like like
I
Maybe.
personally don't want that.
you don't want big hints.
I'm the opposite. I am the opposite. I have had
Really?
enough. I have had enough.
Wait,
That's
opposite of
it.
me
That's
or
right.
opposite of Ozone?
Opposite of Ozone.
Oh, okay.
I have had enough. I
I
mean, yet you've made good points. I remember you've spoken about this in the past. Um, yes, a lot of people would leave. Because theorizing wouldn't be there anymore. But I feel like if the new era builds another intriguing and inviting mystery, then Scott can reveal the old stuff without a drop in the fan base. I think.
Speaking of
That, and
that,
I'm also just very frustrated and annoyed and tired of FNAF theories.
speak
see. I disagree. I disagree.
speaking on what Inky said real quick. I'm actually really curious on if cause right now I feel like FNAF Security Breach is kind of like a FNAF 6 kind of game lore wise, where it's like everything's pretty clear. Like sure there'll be like a couple mysteries, but
Maybe.
but everything's mainly clear. It's not gonna be like a FNAF 4 where it's super mysterious. And I don't know how to feel about that. I kind of want like I
I
kind of
mean,
I want new
we never
theories to
know.
talk about. I want new stuff.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, I guess, but I also, as we were saying before about like it's not Scott Law anymore. Like
True.
that's what worries me is that if Scott reveals all of his lore, then the next lore is just gonna be boring and simplistic and stuff, and it's I
Yeah.
don't know.
But then again, with that in mind, if Scott's done, which he is, and stuff continues, and it's not the Scott story anymore, then where would that leave the Scott story?
Just
Like
unsolved
we
forever. We've been
unsolved
trying
forever
for
unless
so long.
yeah.
It's almost 7 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it 8? No, it's
No,
7.
it's going on 7.
Yeah, I really do wish that Scott like wrapped it up at FNAF VR or something, and then said, "Okay, here's an entirely separate universe.
Um
Let's start from the start or something with Steelball or something." Oh no, not I don't know.
I
You know
mean,
what I
I
mean?
feel
that is kind of what he did. I mean, it's not like a separate universe, but it's a new
Kind
story.
of, but it's still in the same. And people are still taking, for example, theories that were back in FNAF 2 and applying them to Security Breach. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
But guys,
that's what gets me.
Vanny can't be Vanessa because Purple Guy is Phone Guy.
But Vanny is Susie, but grown up.
Vanny is alternate timeline Elizabeth Afton after she made a clone of herself with Fazgoo.
Oh,
please be another Inkyink. Please be another Inky rant. Just cross.
Speaking of
that's all your thought.
Fazgoo.
Speaking of Fazgoo,
Can I tell you guys?
what do you guys think with the possible FNAF movie trilogy and Scott writing them or not? That is a good point, Synthwave, in chat. Honestly, so I believe there was talk of if the first one does well, that there could be a trilogy. So yeah, that is a good question of whether Scott would come back to write the scripts for the second 2 movies, or if he's just going to stay in retirement. Obviously, we'd all hope that he comes and writes them, but
or at least have
but I don't
some
know.
input. At least have
Yeah.
some input.
He's
Because
retired.
if
He's old.
yeah, like if the FNAF movie does well, and I think it's going to be a good movie, of course, but if it does well financially and like receptionally, if it does well, I personally think it would be awful if there were 2 more movies made and they just were crap.
Mm-hmm. Because like then it's like
Because
not
then you'd have
like I feel like this
that
movie
always
is
happens, though.
made because Scott wants to make a movie. The next ones will just be because they need a movie. I feel like, which takes out some of the life in it.
Yes, that is part of it, but also, because Scott was like talking about like, hey, if this does well, there could be more. That means that they're not just making stuff up as they go,
True.
like Star Wars in the sequel trilogy. they would have a plan, and it would like so the way I'm seeing it is the FNaF movie can stand alone, but they have a potential plan to expand that story into a cohesive trilogy if they can.
Kind of like the Silver Eyes, how I felt like that book stood on its own, and then they added sequels, kind of like that. You mean?
Yes, except even the novel sequels were a little bit out there.
Well, yeah. I'm not saying
What
they
about
weren't.
what about like?
I just meant like
Sorry, Ozone, I think you cut out.
Oh yeah, I wasn't cut out.
Shrek? What about Shrek?
What about Shrek? I mean, Shrek 2 was good. Shrek 4 was pretty good too, but 3, no.
Oh, Shrek 3, terrible. Yeah, the one with the babies. Oh, yeah.
I've never
Yeah.
seen anything other than Shrek 1.
Shrek 2 is infinitely. You can stop at Shrek 2 honestly if you want, but please watch Shrek 2 Psychic.
I'll get on
You
that.
just Shrek when you think about it.
What?
We'll just have a movie night. That's what we'll do.
Yo, honestly. Psychic. When we meet up, I will bring a copy of Shrek 2 and we will find a way to watch it.
Oh no! We just spend our entire meetup.
Netflix and chill.
No.
No.
Okay. All right. Let me check on time. How are we doing?
I think we're wrapping up.
We're at 51 minutes, so we can wrap up. Yeah. So, anybody in the chat have any final thoughts they would like to talk about, or just like I don't know.
Any last words? Fanverse, I feel like won't be affected at all by all of this.
Ozone said no.
What? What
Ozone said no.
Ozone
There you go.
Okay.
Ozone said no. That is the final word.
Oh, chat's just it's turned into a normal chat where everything's just gone crazy.
People are just talking to each other now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this has been the first Dark Rooms podcast edition, and obviously it's not live on YouTube, but it is live here in the Discord that people are watching. So, to the 7 of you who are still listening, and to those who joined and left as we went,
or anybody,
thank you all for
Nick
being
equals
here.
W equals said, why do we have TDS permis sons?
Ozone.
Ozone, did you give him TTS? Ozone, please tell me you did not give them test.
Oh no! Wait,
Quick,
let me try.
Quick, end the recording, quick.
Oh no! Hi.
Speed run.
1 second.
So.
Yeah.
So bye, podcast people of YouTube and Discord.
Yes. Bye, guys.
This was a more distressing subject matter, but I hope you enjoyed and got some value out of it.
Yes. And I have to go now, so I'll see you guys later.
Alright, see you everybody, including Psychic and Ozone and everybody in chat, like I Love Ducks and Nick and Kobe Guy and Gongas. All of you. You're all pretty cool, and okay, bye.
Bye.
License wave.